Unseen hands guiding me through my storm and through my rain. Oh, healing hands holding me through the darkness of my pain. Wings of love encamped around me, so I will not fear, for I can feel their presence hovering near. Nothing but angels watching over me. Yeah. Angels watching over. Angels watching over me. Yeah, angels watching over me. Angels watching over me. Watching over me. Watching over me. What's up, y'all? This is Ty. I'm dedicating this song to the memory of one of my favorite subscribers, one of my biggest supporters. I heard the sad news. Savannah Rivers Amore passed away. I believe it was sometime over the weekend or something like that. But rest in peace to Savannah Rivers Amore Dupree. What a wonderful person who always left funny comments, always picked on me. Savannah, you will be truly, truly missed. You are now one of the angels watching over us. So God bless you. May you rest in peace. You will be totally missed. I'm so sad to hear those news, but I had to give a dedication to my Savannah Rivers Amore Dupree Jackson and all the little things I used to tease her and call her Latasha Scott, and she used to tease me and talk about my hair was fake and just a whole bunch of things that I'm going to miss. And I was wondering, where's Savannah? So shout outs to you. God bless. All right. What's up, y'all? This is Ty. I am here to review season 3. What is this? Episode 16 of Tyler Perry's soap opera comedy drama, The Oval. This is episode 16, season 3, episode 16, and the episode is titled Bed of Lies. And I got to give a shout out to the rest of my subscribers who are holding me down in this comment section. I'm talking about folks like Taquasia, Lightning Storm, Susan Stewart, Quiet Guy, Always Mimi, Thomas Grant, Karima Khadija, Kalendra Antonelli, Miss Tasha, Randall Brown, Feld, Foster Dog Mom, Nadine Harris, the R.C. Kroger, and all the rest of you wonderful, wonderful people that are holding me down. I do appreciate you. Did I say Karima Khadija? I think I did. If I didn't, I'm going to say it again. Karima Khadija, because I don't remember if I said it. But shout outs to all of you. You know who you are. If I missed your name, blame it on my head, not my heart, because you know I love y'all. So thank y'all for keeping this channel going and growing, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. That's what we do around here, right? So now let's get down to this episode. All right, the people that barged in there, we were trying to figure out who was that barged on Miss Nancy and Crazy Jason. Turns out it was Sam, so it's the good guys. Sam just had to be safe. He had to be secure. He said, I had to make sure everything was clear. They came in at guns a-blazing. He told the dudes to leave. Miss Nancy about to have a heart attack or whatever. She's like, Sam, oh my goodness. Then Sam told her, he said, listen, you can't tell Priscilla anything, and you can't tell Richard. And I'm saying to myself, of course she ain't going to say nothing to Richard. Richard ain't speaking to her. But listen, Miss Nancy, as she said herself, she good at keeping secrets, and we know that. So I'm like, you ain't got to worry about her telling Richard nothing, because she ain't telling him how she was messing around with his daddy, and she kept a secret child from him all these years and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, she's definitely good at secrets, and she's definitely good at not telling things. So I was like, I thought that was hilarious. Like, come on. But then it seems like Jason is telling Sam, he says, listen, He told him, he said, my father is actually on my side. I called him and he told me it wasn't him. He told me that it was my mother that was behind all of this. And they're like, do you really believe this? Sam was like, you really believe them? Are you crazy? You can't believe that, Jason. And Jason was like, listen, I called him from a burner phone when I was at Whole Foods, or was it Trader Joe's, wherever he was at. He said, I called him from a burner phone. And so he was like, okay, good, he can't trace it. He said, listen, but they trying to kill me. And he was explaining all this stuff. But then Sam don't really have nowhere for him to go. He was like, I'm going to figure that out. So here we go again, incompetent Secret Service agent. What do you mean you don't, y'all ain't got nowhere to hide this boy? You ain't got nowhere to hide him? What? I don't know. I don't know. That just got on my nerves. What else got on my nerves was Simone asking Bobby stupid questions like, where did you get this from? And how are they together? What more does it take for you? Why does it matter? Then she went into this whole stupid thing of men are all the same and blah, blah, blah. And you're just like them. That irritated me. But then what made it funny, then she's like, you know what? You and me are going to do it. She basically told me, she said, you know what? You and I are going to do it. We're going to get together because now she wants to have revenge sex. And just wasn't it a few episodes ago she was saying she wasn't attracted to Bobby. But now she's like, you know what? You going to come upstairs with me and we going to get it on. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. Then at the White House, Max is in the Oval Office trying to get to the camera and stuff before, you know, they do the sweep before that other agent in there can get the camera. So he's in there and he's arguing with the agent, and in walks Eli. And this was clever what Max did. I like what Max did because Max caused it. He flipped it kind of. He's like, oh, well, he was in here. Me and Bobby, we usually sweep the place, but now he's in here. But go ahead, sweep it. So I like how he did that and made it appear as if maybe that agent planted that camera. He said, see, look, what is this doing in here? Oh, you came in here by yourself, and now this is here? So I thought that was very clever, extremely clever, and I thought that was funny as well. So I said, okay, that was a good way to spin it around. That was a good way to spin it around. That was well played to make it look like it was that agent. Then we have Richard and Priscilla in the kitchen. Richard, I don't understand why Richard is so tense and nervous when it comes to talking about the First Lady and the President. And Priscilla, she just don't care. She's saying what she got to say. She's like, you know what? She hasn't been sleeping in the room, and I heard this, that, and the third. And he's like, you need to give it a rest. He acting all nervous, and he's like, you playing with fire. She said, I am the fire. Then she said, oh, the president called me in there. He want me to get him some tea. He was like, I'll go. She said, no, he called me. I'm going to go in there. And then when she tries to go into the room to him, Agent Isaac, who I call, what did I call him? James Ingram, because he looks like James Ingram to me, stops her, and he's about his business. He got serious. He stopped. He said, let me surveil this tea. Let me check the tea. And he put something in there to check to see if there was some poison. I need something like that too. Like, sometimes you can't trust people. I was like, what was that? That he could tell it. Let me check that. Let me see what's going on with that. That reminded me of one time I had gotten to, I always got to make it about me, right? But one time I had gotten to an argument with my ex woman, and she cooked some food. I mean, we had a real bad argument. She gonna bring, I looked at the food like, you eat it. Because the argument was bad. And then she was more offended because I wouldn't eat the food, and it was chicken, and I love chicken. But I was like, I ain't eating that. Nah, I'm not eating that. So I understood that when he was like, let me check this first. That was good. That was clever. Because you got to check it. So now Priscilla gets in there, and the president is like, how do I know you haven't tried to poison me? And she's like, your man outside, Isaac, has already checked it. So chill out, bro. Basically. Then he tells her, sit down, his pervert self, sit down, sexy chocolate, sit down on the bed, baby, sit down. Right there, sit down. Come a little closer. So Priscilla's playing the game. He says, a little closer. She said, is that close enough for you? He said, yeah, right there. Like, there you go. Come right there. So she gets close up on him, right? Then he's like offering her. He said, you want to give me, I think, a blow. I think he asked her for a blow. She said, no, that's not what I do. No. Then he was like, well, can I give it to you? She said, no. Then he was like, you seem so unfazed. She said, I'm a black woman. I'm used to stuff like this. And y'all say stuff to rattle our cage, and I think that turns you on. You thought you going, no, bro, that ain't how this works. So I like that scene. She kind of checked him. But then, funny thing right here. Then he flips the whole thing. He's like, you know what? I want to talk about my wife. And she's like, oh, he says, so he starts telling her, y'all, everything. He said, I got her locked up right now. She's detained because her and Eli tried to kill me, tried to poison me. She was like, what? He said, yeah. And he said, also, my son is alive. He called me and everything, and he's out here running for his life. And she said to him, well, as he's telling us, she said, but didn't you know that I also know your son killed somebody and y'all covered up? He said, no. That wasn't me. That was all Victoria. So he's saying that was all Victoria. And you got to help me. I got to trust you. I can't tell you no more stuff because I got to know if I can really trust you. Dude, you've told her enough. So him saying that's as far as he going to go, you've given her a mouthful already. And he was like, her father will bury me if he finds out if she goes, so you got to help me bury her. But I can't trust you just yet. But sir, you done told her a whole lot of stuff. But he said I can't trust you just yet. Not yet. I need to see what's going on with you. Can't trust you just yet. Not just yet. Nah, I can't. That's what he said to her. But he told her a mouthful. So I was like, okay, crazy. I thought that was really crazy. Then we go down to the cell, the jail, and Victoria is in the dungeon, whatever you want to call that, where they got them down there, with Kareem and his cousin. And she's trying to get them to talk. Kareem's cousin was trying to talk a little bit. Kareem was like, don't speak to her, stop talking to her. She's like, I can get you pardoned. And Kareem was like, well, why don't you help yourself? You behind bars with us. What can you do for us? And she was saying all this stuff, talk to me. And, she said, my father is very powerful. And once he finds out I'm missing all this long, once he come looking for me, it's going to be hell to pay. So you might want to get on this side of right. You might want to get on this team. But Kareem was like, I ain't hearing nothing you got to say. Nah, nobody wants to hear that. And again, we still have not heard anything about Sharon. Still no Sharon. They have not showed Sharon this season, which is crazy to me. I'm like, when are they going to show Sharon? And, that leads me into, speaking of Sharon, I got to pull up these comments that y'all was saying. And some of this stuff was so funny to me. This is hilarious. And I pinned this. This is from Thomas Grant. Thomas said, when Sharon finally gets to make an appearance, she'll probably have cornrows on Afro, being behind bars for so long. I thought that was hilarious. Y'all go to the other video, look at his observations. I pinned it. I thought that was hilarious. Shout out to you, Thomas. That's true. Because we ain't seeing Sharon. Why they not showing us Sharon? They're not showing us. That was funny. And he also mentioned Priscilla being a hypocrite, she's coming across as a hypocrite, making life miserable for Sam cheating. And I got what he was saying. That was a good point. And but she wants Richard to forgive Miss Nancy when she won't forgive Sam. That was a good observation. So shout outs again to Thomas Grant. Now, then we see Kyle confronting Alan, and that was so irritating. Kyle is so jealous. Kyle is confronting Alan and thinks that Alan and Dale are messing around. He's like, what's going on between the two of you? Why is he, basically, what is he doing at your house? Why is he, and he said, look, he's my roommate. He's helping me pay the rent. He said, I know what your salary is. I know how much you make. He said, yeah, but I got student loans. So what you expect from me? So he's like, that was hilarious. And I'm like, this dude is so jealous and so ridiculous that he's worried about that. That's what he's worried about. He's really, and he's like, we had a good time last night and this and that. Like, he's trying to get a rise out of Alan. I'm like, this dude really thinks that Alan is messing with Dale? And Alan says, yo, bro, I'm straight, and I'm not messing with him. You can relax on all of that. But he's still like, nah. I don't believe that. This, that, and the third. And I'm like, so then Alan says, listen, I have a phone call. And he said, I don't hear the phone ringing. Alan said, to make, and picked up the phone to get him up out of there. Then we also saw Donald walking around looking cocky, but he's about to be in for a rude awakening too. Then we get back to Max calling Bobby, telling Bobby, you owe me one. I was able to cause that diversion. But he said, listen, don't tell Simone about the camera, because if I was able to get this out of here, how would this, the timeline is off. Don't mention. He says, too late. I don't already told her about it. He said, what's wrong with you? And he said, you better get out of here. He said, yeah, she's upstairs. She want me to get upstairs. He said, listen, get out of there. Don't mess with her. Why you keep messing with women that are married? That, what's wrong with you? But we get to that scene. Bobby's like, I'm not going to do nothing. I'm good. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to hold my composure, keep my composure. I'm not going to do nothing. And in true Bobby fashion, he gets upstairs. She laying across. He's like, ma'am. She's like, come on in here, big boy. And she's laying across the bed. And, of course, he gives in. And that's where the episode ended. And that was that. So I was like, okay. So tell me y'all thoughts. What did y'all think about tonight's episode? I mean, I really did like the part where, I think my favorite scene was between Priscilla and the president, her and I like that. I like that scene, and I like how the president was just telling her everything. He basically told her everything. So, I mean, I thought that was really good, but other than that, it was a little slow, but I did enjoy that. But I want to, before I go, read some more things that y'all said in last week that I thought was funny. Lightning Storm said, there must have been a whole summer between filming of the last episode and the filming of the scene with Kyle and Dale, because Kyle was about 6 shades darker in this episode. He got one hell of a tan over the break. Then Quiet Guy said, at least Miss Nancy can get someone to actually eat her cooking. That was funny. And then Always Mimi said, Nancy's asthma pump saves her every time. Y'all are funny in these comments, so I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the funny comments that I saw in here, and I'm like, thank y'all for that. So that's it for now. Tell me your thoughts about this episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out my, listen, I did a To Be Tuesday. Check out that review. Check out the review of Raising Kanan. Check out my shorts where I showed a snippet of me singing This Is For The Cool in You, which was on January 5th. That was a great time. Just check out all my stuff. Let's keep the channel growing. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all when in the next video.